Going on, people? It's your boy Weasel. We back with another episode of this Thoroughbred Talks. Now, as far as what episode we is on, I actually forgot because it's been about a good month and some change since I actually did this podcast. My dearest apologies, but your boy's been working his ass off in every other facet of this content creation stuff. So if I forget a podcast or two, my bad. But if you think that I'm not doing anything or not making any content, that's your damn fault. Because as of right now, I've damn near uploaded every day of the week for like the past 2 to 3 weeks this month alone. Stop playing with me. This is episode, let me find it. Episode 45. Damn. Did 45 of these bitches already? Shit. Well, folks, as per usual, if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever it may have you, make sure to rate this thing 5 stars, tell a friend, tell 2 friends, tell their auntie and them. And if you're watching the video version, just leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We are damn near at 1K subscribers. We are currently 69 away right now. Giggity. We're currently 69 subs away from that big 1K, which then means I have to play a scary game for 2 hours live on stream. Twitch.tv/Woozilla36. Stop playing with me. All right, folks. So let's go ahead and talk about some stuff right now. Let's go ahead and get out the way. Hip hop done turned 50. Oh my God. What can I say about hip hop that hasn't already been said about hip hop? First off, it's damn near, I'm like damn near half my age. Yeah, because I'm turning 29. Anyways, hip hop been around longer than I've been, but it's still moderately young because it ain't like I'm 10 in hip hop 50. No, I'm 29 in hip hop 50. Like I can still smell the origins. Speaking of origins, we gonna talk about some things when it comes to this hip hop stuff, since like this little first little tidbit of the show. I'm gonna need people to do their research on hip hop, mostly due to the fact that, and there's nothing more irritating, and I'm all for people having their own opinions on like who's in their top 10, you know, who they think is the greatest rapper of all time, even against my better feelings towards how they feel about who's the best. But how many people do their research? Because there's nothing more irritating than when I hear these stupid ass takes on hip hop music, on what's good and what's bad and what's relevant and what's not. And their argument is always like streaming numbers or sales, although none of that would have been relevant or possible without the originators, without the OGs. Y'all do realize that like a majority of artists that y'all now listen to or whatever have gotten a sound, a bar, and or bars from rappers before them, from like performers before them. Like, do you not understand like how influential like fucking Nas was, or is, I should say, how influential like a Tupac is still to this day, a Biggie Smalls? Think about it like this: a man that says black and ugly as ever, however I stay coochie down to the socks, rings and watch filled with rocks. Like, come on, bro. He was big. Like let's keep it 100 right here. Biggie Smalls was not the most attractive brother. And before anybody says, whoa, Paul, you think you can say somebody's attractive? Here's the thing, my boy. I can tell a man if he's handsome or good looking without having to question my manhood or feeling gay about it. If you can't tell a man that he look good and what he's wearing, or he got that shit on, or that he's handsome, you might want to look in the mirror and question yourself a little bit. Just saying. All right, anyways. But like, for him to say something like that, and honestly not be the most good looking brother, but still have hoes and still have such a cool laid back demeanor and flow, that it wouldn't even matter, bro, because you know he pulling. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know that Kool Herc was like the originator of this hip hop shit, like the godfather of this shit that we call hip hop. Like, without him wouldn't be no hip hop. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I get that people say like they don't like 80s hip hop too much. Hell, I'm one of those people who don't like the early 80s hip hop too much. The hibbity, like, thing is, the whole stereotype of like the old people, like, you know, your grandparents, your great grandparents, I don't listen to that hippity hop stuff. That's how they rap. Like a hip, a hop, a hippie to be hip hop, and you don't stop to rockin' to the bang bang boogie. So up drop the boogie to the rhythm of the biggie to beat. Like, bro, nobody's doing that no more. But without that, we wouldn't have what we have now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, hip hop was in 3 different. It was hip hop was comprised of 3 different things. It was the music, it was the b-boys, and it was the art, the taggers, the graffiti people, the artists. All those tied again together to make the hip hop culture that we have now, that we all love. It's literally like to give you a correlation, it's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is like the music, the dancers, and the artists. Like they all tie together. Just saying, this is a little interesting tidbit and whatnot. But it's just fascinating to me, like how artists and even like these young kids don't do their research on like hip hop or the music they listen to. Like, I'm not saying you got to be an aficionado. Like, I guess I'm a decent. I know a good amount of history about hip hop and whatnot. That's because I watched so many documentaries, did research on it, and because my parents, especially my mom, and them would not let me not understand the origins of the music that I listen to, or that they let me listen to, and so on and so forth. Like they want me to know that history and be able to talk about it intelligently, so I don't sound stupid when somebody asks me a question. And the reason why I get so irritated with some of this stuff is because I watched this video on Twitter, actually, where this teacher's asking these kids about, you know, name a song of artists that you're wearing right now. And, you know, graphic tees are popular, you know, like it'll like Def Leppard, Metallica, Tupac, Ashanti, Alicia Keys, Aaliyah, so on and so forth, right? Dog, these kids don't know shit about the people that wear it. They just wear it because it look good. And I have a certain problem with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not gonna wear something or have a logo on my shirt or something that I don't know where it came from or the origin or who's on it. For instance, I'm wearing a South Park shirt. I know each and every single one of these characters. You feel me? I know my dog Butters, Kyle, Cartman, Punk Ass, Kenny, and Stan. Like, I know these. I done watched actually every episode of South Park at this point in time. Then played all the games. Like, I know this stuff. Every shirt in my closet that has like a logo or something on it, I learned something about it. Specifically, if it's like a graphic tee, like with the artist or something like that, I learned that on purpose. That way, if I do get questioned about it or somebody wants to have a conversation about it, because somebody might come up to you like, hey, nice shirt, where'd you get that from? And you'd be like, oh, I got it from, you know, Ross or something like that. Oh, are you a Tupac fan? And I'm about to tie this in. You a Tupac fan? Nah, I just like the shirt. You realize you look how stupid you look like. Then why would you buy it then? You just like the look of it. Oh, okay, but do you not understand the cultural impact or anything? Like, I'm really tired of like just the overall ignorance. And I'm not saying that you can't wear something because it looks dope, but at least learn about it. Because at some point there's gonna be some real fucked up shirts and whatnot coming out around the corner, and just because it looks cool, people gonna buy it, or kids gonna buy this shit, and then they're gonna find out, oh, it was racist. Like, oh, I didn't know, it just looked cool. At some point we gotta establish the fact that you must know something about something instead of knowing everything about nothing. That was a bar. That was a bar. Anyways, but this teacher was asking, like, asked this one kid, like, he had a Tupac shirt on. I'm not gonna lie, the shirt was hot. She's like, oh, she's like, name a song by the artist on your shirt. And just walked away. I'm so sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all piss me off. Because here's the thing. One girl at the end wore a t-shirt that had her on it. You know, H-E-R, the artist Her. Didn't know a song. And that's a relevant artist. Like, I understand if you wear, like, even, I will say, I don't like when people wear like a Metallica shirt, don't know any Metallica on it, but they got it because it looks cool, but they don't listen to rock music. It seems kind of counterproductive and like honestly fake. But dude wore a Metallica shirt, and he had, it literally said Ride the Lightning. He had that shirt. Name me a song by Metallica. I don't know. I just like the shirt. It's on your shirt, bro. Ride the Lightning is honestly a song on the album Ride the Lightning. Anyways, I say all that to say this. We need to educate the future generations about hip hop. So I think the problem is, and this is actually a big problem I've noticed, as somebody who refused to listen to any new hip hop at one point, and I'm talking about like when Kendrick and Cole and all of them like was, you know, coming up, I refused to listen to that. I just stuck to 90s rap. If you were not Pac, even Tech, or anybody like before them, and Wayne was in there too, but if you weren't like 90s hip hop and early 2000s, I was not listening to you. I refused to listen to you because I got tired of the sound. it all sounded like the same party bullshit. It wasn't until I actually sat down and listened to, you know, shout out to my boy Max. But if it wasn't for him playing cartoons of cereal, I was like, who this? Oh, it's Kendrick. It's Kendrick? And then he played the Art of Peer Pressure, and I was a fan. Because I was able to literally take a ride with him in that song. Me and my niggas fell deep in the white Toyota. A quarter tank of gas, one pistol and orange soda. I was all like, ooh. Hold on. Take me on this trip with you. Take me on this trip with you. And before you know it, I'm a Kendrick fan. Same thing with Cole. Because I heard, what was that damn song that he had? He had one song I couldn't stand. And then when he came out with, what was it, Forest Hills Drive? That was the album, right? My boy played Get Off My Dick, and I was like, this song fire. And then he played Wet Dreams. I was a Cole fan, and I went back and did my research and started listening to more of his music. I'm like, oh, he's actually dope. That's the thing. You can't play me the party cuts or the album joints in order to get me to like artists. You got to play me the deep cuts, the shit that ain't played on the radio. That makes me a fan. But when it comes to kids, we just got to give them the research on something. We just got to give them the research, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids ain't going to do the research on their own. So you got to know what I'm saying? Play some shit. Because what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of songs that they listen to right now is literally shit that we've already heard before from like either other genres or rappers that have already done it before. Like, come on now. Like this copy and paste music shit that's coming out right now is so ass. Really think about it for a second. And I hate the shit on some of these artists or this music now, but it's so true because a lot of it just sounds the fucking same. All of them sound like they rap like this, all on the beat, and they talk about a bitch. Like, they all sound like that. And it's either auto-tuned or just the production's good, so that way it just sounds good when they're over it. And the cool thing now is that everything's about the vibe. It's like vibe music. And I guess I could understand that. But to me personally, I don't understand how hip-hop is not separated into genres, but almost every other genre rap is. And I've been meaning to talk to Flock and AB about this because they're hip-hop like dudes or whatever. So I could have hip-hop conversations with them and we could just bounce off like topics and ideas on each other and whatnot. We were supposed to do that stream a while ago. I'm gonna have to get that in order at some point. But it's shit like that, bro. It's like I just want a different sound, and it seems like everybody's just like, we're just gonna stay in this vibey lane. And I'm okay with vibe music, but I need substance. Because at one point it seemed like everything was accessible, and we was getting everything in the sense of like everything was kind of being pushed to a degree, or you were hearing something. Now it seems like everybody's like on the same vibe train, and it all just sounds the same to me. Like I remember one time, I forgot who stream I was in, but they were like requesting music, and I swear to God, they played like 5 songs by 5 different artists. They all sounded the fucking same. And it's just, and here's the thing, I'm all for saying it's not for me, because a lot of the music is just not for me. But goddamn, can we just sound different? Can we at least try to you know, expand our horizons or try something different? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Lil Uzi, not the slightest. But he tried, at least what I've heard from the Pink Tape album or whatever the hell. I listened to it on Trey's stream. Shout out to my boy Trey. He had a couple songs on there that had like rock music with him rapping. And I was like, okay, that's actually kind of dope. Granted, it wasn't the best, but it sounded like, you know, there's something there. Like there's something there that we can now expound upon. Keep in mind, rappers have done this before. Like we've had the Run DMCs and who was it? Was AC/DC? It was Run DMC and somebody, but it was a Rock This Way, Talk This Way. It was that one. We've had Tech 9 do it. We've had Korn and them Franchise Boys. If you listen to the NFL Street 3 soundtrack, you know what I'm talking about. Coming Undone with Lean With It, Rock With It. You put those two together, fire as hell. So it's possible to do that. I just want to hear more just different sounds to like rapping. You feel me? And I know we're gonna get there eventually. It's just right now I'm just kind of burnt out on the whole vibey rap, because I've just heard it all by now. I've heard about all the bitches you got. I heard about all the money. I heard about all the cars. I get it, bro. I get it. You know, one reason why, who was it? Is it Young Dro? I think it might be Young Dro. When he raps about like cars and whatnot, it be so cool, bro, cause he be all like Waffle House yellow Lambo or something like that, and you like, yeah, I know that Waffle House sign, Yeah. Or salmon and Terry. Like, bro, I want to hear more cool rap. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I got it. I want to hear more cool rap. Like, I want to hear that rap where, you know what I'm saying, you used to be in the car or hell in your room, editing, working, doing something, and you just chilling, and you just hear that, and you just feel like you got like that luxury lifestyle where you're not flossing, but you got that shit. I don't know. Like Paul Wall. Like, bro, Paul Wall on well, not Sitting Sideways, on Drive Slow, a verse like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Matter of fact. I'm about to look that up real quick, because he had one, because I don't want to say the bar it fuck it up. Hold up. Sitting Sideways. No, not Sitting Sideways. I said Drive Slow, my stupid ass. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Drive Slow lyrics. Because I'm telling you, he says the candy gloss is immaculate, is simply amazing. The male bows poking wide on the Cadillac, not Cadillac, Cadillac. Trunk open, screens on, neons lit. I'm fifth, relax. Come on now. I'm on a mission for dime pieces and sexy ladies. Allow me to introduce you to my CL Mercedes. It's a star-studded event. When I valet park, open up my mouth and sunlight illuminates dark. Come on now. You see them foes crawling? You see them screens falling? The disco ball in my mouth insinuates I'm balling. Like, I want to hear cool music like that where you just be like, I'm really like that. Like, I'm him for real. Like, Rick Ross is good with that too. I want more cool rap. That's what I want. I like the emo rap a little bit, you know, the emotion, talking about your feelings, depression rap. I like that. There's a place for that. But I want more cool rap. There's a place for like the drill. There's a place for the trap. There's a place for the I'll fuck your bitch any type of way, any time of the day type rap. There's a place for all that. But it seems like I'ma fuck your bitch, I'ma kill this nigga, I'ma do all this foul and fucked up shit to you. That's in the forefront. I need more cool rap to come up. I need more, know what I'm saying? More storytelling rap. I need more of that to just come to the forefront. And unfortunately, this is just the harsh reality and the fucked up truth. Is the reason why we're not hearing more of that is because the I'ma kill you, I'ma fuck your bitch, I'ma rob you, that rap is more popular. And it's more popular because it is more aggressive, and these record execs and these companies know they push that to the forefront, then they can paint the negative picture about hip hop and tell us about how it's all about violence, guns, and drugs, and so on and so forth. And the cycle basically continues. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. But back to my original point, I get sidetracked talking about rap. I can go anywhere with it. I just want kids to learn about the history of just hip hop. Because if y'all gonna get into this shit, if you're gonna have opinions on it, at least know what you're talking about. Because you'll hear kids talk about how like, oh, well, NBA YoungBoy, you know, he's the best rapper out here. Okay, what makes him the best? You'll ask him a question like that. Man, he just be rapping, bro. Hey, rapping about what? You know what I'm saying? He just put you in that mood. Okay, I know what mood you're talking about, but what else does he do? And I'm not a YoungBoy hater. I'm not even a YoungBoy fan for real. But when I hear stuff like that, I was questioning like, so what other rappers you like or whatever. And then you'll hear like the rapper list, like, oh, she's like a bunch of just loud, rowdy type rappers, which is cool. Well, where do you think that shit come from? Have you ever heard of Onyx? Throw your guns in the air. Like, do you know about that? Do you know about who was it? Who was Jadakiss and them group? But Jadakiss and them, y'all know what I'm talking about. They made the song The Omen. You know about that type of rap? You know about Nuck If You Buck? Like all that new, you know, I'll go boy, young boy, I kick your ass for talking shit. Like, that's been done before. Have you heard that before? And I'm not discrediting YoungBoy. There's a lane for that. But do you know where that came from now? And the biggest problem I have is a lot of these rappers that be coming out don't be knowing shit about shit. You ask them a question about like, you know, who are some of your favorite rappers or whatever? Who are some rappers that you grew up listening to? They be like, oh, I just started rapping because it was fun. Or you'll ask them about like just a simple like history question about like rap and whatnot. You know, do you feel like, you know, breakdance should come back to hip hop? I don't know nothing about breakdancing, but shit, if people like it, I guess. It's like, dog, you understand that hip hop, breakdancing, and graffiti like was all tied together at one point. Like, that's what made the hip hop culture. Like, it kind of annoys me how people just don't have any knowledge about it. And I'm all for teaching. That's the thing. I think one problem that we run into, like, as a society or as a group, is the fact that we expect people to know everything. Then when they don't, we don't want to teach. We much rather criticize. And at the same token, when you want to teach these people, they don't want to hear it because, oh, I don't want to know that shit. That shit boring. It's like, no, this shit's your history. And history is due to repeat itself, as well as if you know your history, if you know where you came from, you're going to know where you're going to go. So if you know about the 80s hip hop, although you might not like it, but if you at least like, oh, okay. True. If you know about like the Eric B and Rakims and shit like that, the De La Souls and so on and so forth. If you know about, they be like, okay. Then you go to like the 90s and shit like that. You learn about the Tupac, you learn about the Biggie, you learn about NWA, you learn about Cypress Hill. I'm West Coast biased, leave me alone. But if you learn about, you know, shit like that, you learn about the Wu-Tang Clan. I was not gonna forget Method Man or Redman or Inspector Deck or RZA, Jizza. Let me stop playing. If you learn about your history, you know where you're going. And on top of that, you do realize that you have an entire like catalog that you could go back into and take from. And then you can reach out to these older artists, and then you'll take their fans, and then they'll become your fans. That's one thing I want y'all to understand and realize. If you work with a lot of these quote unquote old head rappers and whatnot, you do realize your fan base would expand tremendously. I'm gonna tell you why. The Wu-Tang Clan can still go on tour to this day and sell out shows. Method Man and Redman could probably sell out an arena. Dolo, just them two. Because they're like that, and their fan base got to grow old with them. Eminem literally goes overseas and does sellout shows in arenas, like damn near yearly at this point. You feel me? It's shit like that. So if you do songs with these older artists, you get their fans because like, oh, he's actually kind of dope. And then they get your fans, and then it's an equal transaction. And then both y'all make a great fucking album or a great project or some great music. It works out for everybody. Just saying, it works out that way. Granted, some old head artists or some older artists don't want to work with these newer artists at all. And I think that's real fucked up and real stupid. Because they're all like, I don't like that new shit. It's like, you might not like it, but if he respects your work and wants to work with you, you see that as an opportunity. Because not all, but some of these older rappers aren't doing too good. Like, they ain't seeing the money that these new rappers are seeing. Never seen it. So if, you know, a who's a rapper? Like who's a real popular rapper I don't listen to? Like, for instance, like if a Trippie Redd was like to reach out and try to work with like a Cypress Hill or whatever, right? Like a Be Real. Not saying that Be Real's broke before anybody tries to say anything, but like say that those two work, that shit would go crazy. Only because you got just two completely different sounding artists combining to make one album, or not one album, like one song or whatever. And then Be Real fans like, you work with Trippie Redd? Why? And then they hear it, they're like, oh, that thing's actually dope. And I'm saying this because I've actually had this type of opinion before. Like when I've seen certain artists that are my favorites work with other artists, I'm like, why? Now listen, I'm like, oh, that's why. All right, that makes sense or whatever. Like listening to Cordae and Eminem on the same song was dope. Jack Harlow and a dope song or whatever. Hearing the Tech Nine, he works with damn near everybody. Tech Nine work with anybody. Hearing that, fire. Hell, Method Man and Math Hoffa rapping. I would have never thought I would hear a battle rapper, one of my all-time favorite. I mean, Method Man's my top 5. He's number 4 on my top 5. Hearing that, I was like, yo, Math could actually rap. Like rap. And you already know what Math gonna do. So I had no expectation for Math except just to be dope. That was it. I just want to hear, like, I just really want more love and community in the hip hop community. I think that's what I'm really trying to get at. I just want the younger generation to have the knowledge, and I just want the younger generation to have the knowledge and understand where like the music and the culture that they're now growing up with and adapting and trying to evolve. I want them to understand where that shit came from and how to basically carry that torch forward. And I want the older generation to basically to understand that, hey, we were young at one point and we had people who was telling us that we shouldn't be doing this because it's quote unquote not music. So let's understand that. And let's also regulate our culture too and make sure that we're not perpetuating those stupid shit to an entire degree to where people are dying at early ages, i.e. popping pills, no type of shit like that. I'm just saying it's getting kind of stupid with the overdosing on that shit and lean. I'm just saying at this point, we done seen too many rappers die, have heart attacks, so on and so forth because of these drugs. At some point, we gotta be like, yeah, if you're taking all these pills, you're the new crackhead. We gotta make that shit uncool. Like we went from it went from being selling drugs and whatnot to now it went from being the dope boy to now the druggie. You went from the drug dealer to the druggie. See how that doesn't make sense? Both are bad. Both are fucking terrible, for being honest. But one was you were doing it to put some change in your pocket, to put food on the table, to help your mom out with bills. The other one's just so I don't have to feel anything no more. Like, bro, what? How do we get here? How do we get here? We got to make that shit uncool. We got to make that shit look stupid now. That's like my one biggest gripe and complaint that I really want the community to basically embrace. If you're talking about popping pills, you're a crackhead. You're a crackhead. Let's go ahead and get that started. You're a crackhead at that point. If you itching to pop a perk, you's a crackhead. You're cracked out. Straight like that. But I say all that to say this, without hip hop, a lot of us wouldn't have the style, the swagger, whatever it is that we have now. Without hip hop, we would not have a lot of music that we have now, a lot of artists and shit like that. So thank you, hip hop. 50 years down, a whole nother 50 to go. Because trust and believe, my children gonna know about hip hop origins, the hip hop history. They gonna know about Cool Hurt. They gonna know about, you know what I'm saying, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. They gonna know about, you know, the Eric B's, the Rakims. They're gonna know about Big L. They're gonna know about all, like, they're gonna know about all that shit. The Big Pun, the Heavy D's, the Missy Elliott's, the Ludacris's. How those two artists alone influenced the baby, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Missy Elliott and Ludacris, and hell, Busta Rhymes too. I almost forgot him. Those three alone have influenced the baby's music videos and the way he does like production and shit like that. You cannot convince me otherwise. You can't. So my children gonna know about hip hop. I love this genre way too much. Gonna teach about Mel and M too. Mel versus M. No, we gonna skip that chapter. Because I'm not gonna lie. So Blackheart, that's a prime example what I be talking about when these old ass rappers hate on newer rappers and whatnot. Because fuck it, let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay. Hip hop's 50. And I'm gonna keep saying that. But I'm so sick of the fucking argument that Eminem's only relevant and you know, did what he did because he's white. I'll tell y'all right now, shut the fuck up with that. Did him being white help when he got to mainstream? Yes, but did he have to work twice as fucking hard to get to where some people can get to just by mumbling? Absolutely. He had to bust his fucking, he grew up literally battle rapping, well, doing battle rap, rapping, failing over and over again till Dr. Dre actually got a hold of his tape, and then the rest was history, as we all know. I'm so sick of hearing that, oh, it's just because he's white. Because I can name y'all a bunch of artists that Eminem kind of has like the same type of wackiness, flow, S-type things from, and y'all don't listen to him. Like Tech 9 raps type of that crazy shit that M does. Y'all listen to Tech. That's how white people shit. Redman. A lot of y'all don't listen to Redman. I'm just saying, y'all expose yourselves every fucking day with this. And keep in mind, I've had arguments about this shit, like with my elders and whatnot. I'm like, I'm tired of hearing that argument. Like, y'all sound stupid. Y'all sound dumb as fuck. Eminem busted his ass for it. And the fucked up part is, y'all just mad that a white boy does some shit better than some of what these black folks do. It's the truth. And I don't regret it. I don't take it back. I meant what the fuck I said. Fact of the matter is, he actually does his research about this shit. He actually shows appreciation and pays homage to a lot of the old rappers. Some shit that some of y'all favorite artists refuse to do or just don't do at this point. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I really fucking don't. Eminem even said on his recent verse, he's all like, what he say? He said something like, they placed me at 5 because I'm white. He said they didn't place me at top 5 because I was white. It's the reason why they can't put me at 1. It's a bar, and it's a fucking fact. Because here's the thing, we talk about just plain technicalities, rhyme patterns, schemes, the whole thing. Eminem does that shit better than like 90% of rappers. 90%. It's a fact. But what's your argument? Oh, well, they don't play shit in the club. There's a lot of shit they don't play in the fucking club. But somehow they be having these platinum plaques, motherfucking all type of awards, breaking records and numbers and selling out arenas. So it seems like the club isn't the end all be all tell of what is good hip hop. Now is it? So let's stop using that argument right there. Okay, let's cut that shit out. Eminem is one of few rap artists that actually have a diamond album. He has 2 of them. He has either, I'm pretty sure he has either 2 or 3. Hold up, let me see. Hip hop, because I know Outkast has 1. Eminem has like 2. Lauryn Hill has 1. Tupac has 1. So let's go ahead and break this shit down. So we got, this is on Hotwire New Hip Hop, a comprehensive guide to albums certified canon, which includes albums from Eminem, Tupac, the Notorious B.I.G., and Lauryn Hill. So if we are talking about greatness, this is an elite category right here. A lot of your rappers haven't done this shit. I'm just saying this because I get fucking irritated with this conversation, mostly due to the fact that it's always in a place like ignorance. So only 7 hip-hop artists can boast about having a diamond plaque. Okay? MC Hammer, Tupac with All Eyes on Me, Biggie with Life After Death, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation Lauryn Hill. By the way, 3 of these are classic albums. I didn't listen to MC Hammer that much. I'm not gonna talk about that. But Tupac, All Eyes on Me, absolutely. Biggie, Life After Death, absolutely. Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation Lauryn Hill, I'll fight you if you say otherwise. Eminem, The Marshall Mathers LP, yep. Nelly, Country Grammar, goated. Eminem, The Eminem Show, 2. Outkast, Speaker Box, and Love Below. Only 7 artists have diamond albums. Do you know what that means? If only 7 have a diamond album, Drake ain't got one, Jay-Z ain't got one, Nas ain't got one, which is crazy. Dr. Dre ain't got one, Snoop ain't got one, Ice Cube ain't got one, which is crazy when you think about it. So imagine how good you gotta be to have a diamond album. Y'all can't say, oh, it's just because he's white, because he's only 1 to the other 6. And 1 is a group with Outkast, who technically, I ain't gonna lie, they should have 2 diamond albums. Aquemini Fire, but anyways. Lauryn Hill only put 1 album out. That bitch went diamond. Stop playing with her. Biggie had what, 2? Life After Death and Ready to Die. I think he had 1 more, like, I think he had 1 more, but it was like a collaborative album. His album went diamond. Second one went diamond, I think. Because I think Life After Death was first. No, Life After Death was the second one. Ready to Die was first. And then Tupac with All Eyes on Me. That bit went diamond. And Tupac has albums. He's an elite category. Stop fucking playing with his name and stop making it seem like, oh, it's only because he's white. Because there's a lot of white rappers. If we're going to make that argument. I didn't see Vanilla Ice on that list. Machine Gun Kelly changed genres. We got Ritz. A lot of y'all don't even know who Ritz is. Got Yellow. Had Yellow if he does country, I think now. Got Jeezy. R.I.P. Mac Miller. We had him. So we can't make that argument no more because he's white. We can't. He's just great. So stop hating, because that's all it is at the end of the day. It's fucking hate. Granted, I will say the Eminem stands are irritating as hell. Hey, yo, shout out to BZR 1986 with the raid. Appreciate that. But at this point, we just can't make that argument no more. You can't. You quite literally can't. It's just ignorant and tiresome at this point. So, yeah. And on top of that, I've already said this before because Method Man actually said this on what's his name podcast? Mass Podcast. Hey, what up, Jay Search? How you doing, man? He said that Mel like shitted on like rappers before. Like he's like, oh, that shit trash. Like that shit ain't real hip hop. Whatever. It's not foreign territory. Keep it a buck here. It's just some old ass hate. Just some old ass hate, yo. But enough with that. Happy birthday to hip hop. Love the fact that he turned 50, and I can't wait to still be listening to when I'm 80 years old. Now, I'm not gonna lie. So chat, that just now played, and I've already been rated at this point. Again, shout out to BZR for the raid. I appreciate you, my boy. Back to the solo pod screen now. Now let's go and talk about some more shit. Let's talk about this 2K stuff. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The 2K community is fucking cooked. Hey, yo, shout out to Bazooka. Shout out to Boz for the follow. Appreciate it. I was gonna call you Boz, bro. The 2K community is cooked. It is. I've never seen such just fake dick attitude and disrespect across the board, bro. Because here's the thing, right? So, excuse me. So for whatever reason, right? This happens every year, and I think it's kind of funny. 2K24 is coming out. It's around the corner, September 8th or whatever, right? So right around this time is when they start ushering out new info, new details. Mike Wang comes out of his little hibernation chamber and starts releasing news, right? The constant ongoing argument and issues with 2K is the issue with, oh, we don't have enough stamina. This game's too realistic. It's not arcadey enough, and this game is fine the way it is. It needs a couple tweaks. Blah 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 blah. Right. So for whatever reason, Chris Moove's 2-year-old video got brought up and hit circulation again, with people getting, you know, all in their feelings or whatever, because he's basically saying, I'm sick and tired of, well, I'm not going to basically summarize it, but in short, basically he's saying that all the people complaining about dribbling and, you know, doing the same thing, y'all not playing basketball, y'all just spam the same move. Because if you look up a YouTube video about 2K dribbling, one of the first few videos you'll see is how to spam this move, whether it be the Curry slide, whether it be the escape spin dribble, whether it be this, whether it be that, blah 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 blah. So somebody made basically a compilation video of him basically dribbling a lot and then essentially just driving to the basket over and over again, which to me, I'm like, okay, and that doesn't take the fact that he made valid arguments and valid points. Y'all are just in your feelings about it because he's basically going at how a majority of y'all play, and honestly, it's fucking boring. Now, I will say, the way that some people are riding Chris Moove's dick, it's annoying, and it makes my fucking head hurt and my ass itch at the same damn time. Makes you do one of these, like, bro, what? Because this is what I don't get. This is what I don't fucking get, right? He's stating facts, but y'all are upset that he's stating facts. And then at the same time, the clips that they showed was him essentially not spamming, but basically dribbling a lot. So there's actual critique there. And you can say, well, bruh, there's a time and place for everything. But to act like, you know, he is God is an issue too. Let's break this down. Chris Moove is one of the, like, peak content creators when it comes to, like, to 2K. Like, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Like, my Mount Rushmore would go like Chris Moove, Shakedown. Holy shit, my arm started itching. Chris Moove, Shakedown, iPod, and I probably put my dog Trey up there. And iPod and Trey is not just because those are my homies. Those are dudes I actually watch. Like, growing up, I was watching, like, play 2K and shit like that. So that's my Mount Rushmore, flat out. Don't take this the wrong way. However, Chris Moove has uploaded part gameplay and shit like that from time to time. But if you ever watched him, it's all like, you just play basketball. Like, you're just playing basketball. And that's okay, because I like that type of gameplay. But when it's all said and done, we're playing a video game. So to a degree, there needs to be a level of fun in our arcadiness to the game. That's not even a real word, but fuck it. There's a level, like, just overall fun in the game. And that's where, you know, some of the park dribbles will come in handy and so on and so forth. Or, you know, like the speed difference in it, and to some degree. Like, there needs to be a happy medium. To me, like I've always said, park should be the most arcadey version of 2K there is. If you go to the park, that's where you should be able just to get your shit off. It should be like an and one game if you go to the park. If you go to the rec, that's like you going to the gym. So it needs to be toned down a little bit. And if you go to Pro-Am, you're basically a profession. You're playing like a pro league at that point. So that's what needs to be as simulation as possible. You separate into those 3 categories, it'd be a whole lot better off for everybody across the board. Unfortunately, what happens with 2K is they try to basically group everything into one giant pot, and that doesn't work because people play different. I like playing 5s. I'll play park on occasion for shits and giggles, get a couple games in, then go to rec. But it needs to be separated. On top of that, I've said this on multiple occasions, The basketball courts on 2K are way too small. It feels like you're playing on a half court with 2 rims on each side. That's how small those courts feel on 2K. It needs to feel like NBA Live. NBA Live courts feel like actual basketball court. I feel like I have space. You get an ISO and NBA Live, you feel like you got the whole side of the court to yourself. On 2K, you got a quarter of the court, and you got to pray to God that you get to the rim before help side comes over. If they do play help side, they're smart. But onto the Chris Smooth thing. He made valid points. And to say that, oh, you're ass, you know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. No, he does. He does, because he has played on Park. And he has to guard that shit. That's the one thing I don't think people were understanding. He has to guard that shit the same way we all do. Nobody's trying to watch you dribble behind the back, dribble behind the back, dribble behind the back, escape dribble, escape dribble, escape dribble, spin escape, spin escape, spin escape, spin escape, and then crossover behind the back, and then curry slide 3. Nobody's trying to watch that. Nobody's trying to play with that. That's boring as hell. But if you want to play like that, stay your ass in the park and stay out these other modes. Same thing with Chris Smooth, my brother. You did make some valid points. Very valid points. Very fucking valid points, actually. However, there's a time and place for all that. Like I said, it should just be park. That should just be that arcadey. Everything else needs to be simulation based. Everything else is 5-on-5. Because essentially, when you go to the rec, you're playing 5-on-5 basketball, kind of like pickup. So it can still be arcadey a little bit, but it needs to be toned down. If I'm in the park, we playing 3-on-3. Think about it like this. It should be treated like and 1. It needs to be treated like NBA Street. Let them run wild. Let them have fun. Let it be like the Wild Wild West. Let them have that. And if you go to the stage, it needs to be toned down too. Because think about the stage betting up VC. You put money on that. That should be toned down a little bit. Like I said, I leave the park at like pro or rookie. Damn near rookie at this point. I'd put rec at like, what is it? All-star. And I put pro-am at like Hall of Fame or superstar. All grounds covered. Matter of fact, I put the park at rookie and I put stage at pro. That way it all goes in fucking order. Order of modes, order of levels of playing the game. That way, if you want to sweat it out with your homies, you're in pro-am. If you want to just, you know what I'm saying, get your feet wet, not get your feet wet, but you want to run some 5s or whatever, in the rec. Also, rec should have a no squad feature that we can just go in with a full team of randoms. They should honestly do that. If you want to play, you know, some type of like comp 3-on-3, some park-ish type stuff, stage, pro. If you want just full arcadey, park, or rookie. I don't see the problem. But anyways, what pissed me off about the whole Chris Smooth thing though was the fact that people were making it seem like Chris Smooth was like the reason why everybody was making 2K content though. That's why I had an issue with it. He was making valid arguments, valid points. But if you're all like, I see what you're saying, bro, but you know, I kind of disagree on this front, you know, yada, yada, yada. But you should be grateful. It's Chris Smooth. Without him, you'd be not. Shut the hell up. Okay. Chris Smooth did usher in a lot of eyes on 2K and a lot of people. He definitely did that. He played a good and big part in making 2K into what it is. But to act like Shakedown wasn't doing his thing and didn't get it popping. To act like iPod wasn't saying to get it popping. Kale hit him up. Who was it? Soluminati. I think LSK at one point was playing Cash Nasty. So many of these other 2K content creators were here and just starting to rise too. They would have all did their thing. Somebody would have did it if Chris Smooth didn't do it. The fact that he did it makes him up here on like the upper echelon, like 2K content creators and whatnot. Absolutely. But to act like without him there'd be no 2K community is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's flat out bullshit. Because he was doing his thing, but all the other content creators were around the same time that he was. It's just his shit got to popping first. He was there first, essentially. But then everybody else came, and then he started doing other shit, and everybody else kept making content for 2K, and now they started popping. Like, if you think about it, literally all of AMP, y'all favorite group aside from maybe RDC and so many other popular groups right now, all of them were doing 2K. Agent, Davis, Duke, hell, I think Kai was doing it too for a little bit before he branched off into other shit. Everybody will eat off 2K with an 8 and is still eating off 2K. Chris Smooth did help and played a big part in it, but act like without him, nobody else would exist. It is straight up bullshitting your dick right into a whole nother degree. Cut it out. Now, Aside from that, it got announced that limitless takeoff and quick drops are gone. Quick drops like was some of the cheesiest dunks, and if you had a high dunk, if you put quick drops plus limitless takeoff together, you're basically taking off on the free throw line and then dunking if somebody could block it. You were basically like literally taking off like this and then doing this. It was unblockable and unguardable. So that's been taken out the game, but I'll be honest with you, I don't believe 2K for 1 second. If I know anything about 2K at this point, they'll say they'll take out that badge and it'll just be the name of that badge or how it looks, but they'll replace it as something else. They do it all the goddamn time. They literally do. So I wouldn't get my hopes up too much, thinking that they actually listened too much about it. I'll be honest, the main issue that I've ever had with 2K at this point is the simple fact of defense sucks. Every time 2K comes out, it's offensive heavy. Everything is on the side of the offense, from badges to builds to everything. And the main reason is, for anybody in the chat who's played basketball in real life, defense is relying on one big thing, and that is lateral movement. You know why? Because you're sliding your feet left to right. You feel me? In 2K, you don't slide left to right. You literally charge up, then go to the left a little bit, charge up again, then go to the right a little bit. Meanwhile, the person with the ball is able to do any and everything to you, because 2K doesn't have good bump animations where you put a body on them real quick. They don't have good cutoff animations where you stop them from getting an easy blow by. They don't have anything that benefits a defense. And the crazy part is, every time defense gets to a point where it's actually good, where it's actually fair, they nerf it. Because everybody's bitching, defense is overpowered this year. I can't do anything. I can't dribble. Well, I got gold unpluckable. Yeah, he got gold unpluckable. You dribble for 15 seconds while he just stood there, then reached one damn time, and now the ball's gone. On top of that, he has Hall of Fame pickpocket. And his steal rating is higher than your ball control. Maybe you should give the ball up and stop dribbling so much. Like, one thing I wish Mike Wang stuck to and actually tweaked a little bit was the whole you're dribbling too much. There was something there, but it got cast to the wayside. It should be, if you had the ball in your hand for about 15 seconds, at that point, if he presses a square, you're more than likely going to lose the ball or get caught up in a pickup animation to where you have to pass it at that point. That's what should happen. But no, it got nerfed, and then defense gets nerfed, and then offense is like the main thing. And then they always do something to paint defense, because if you're a big man or anybody who plays in the paint, I'll be honest with you, your chance of getting dunked on is mighty high. Because you're defenseless. You can't body nobody. You can't hard foul nobody intentionally. Like, you can't run up on somebody and check them out the air real quick. You know what I mean? You can't do a lot of things on defense. So 2K honestly makes defense just literally pointless. Like, the way you play defense at this point, depending on who you're playing, is you just let them dribble themselves out and then close out, because you're not going to 3-hunt. And if they're playing a pick and roll, you just have your big man show that we can get over the screen, or you switch and then he's gonna drop off the pass. You press square, hopefully get a steal or a tip or something like that. That's how it works. The defense in 2K is literally abysmal. They need to fix it. Like, if they fix defense, that's a big part of what would make 2K a better overall game, because defense is weak. Because here's the thing, if defense was strong, you could have these dribble gods, buck wild, but now they have to be a little bit smarter with it, because now if I get a body on you real quick and I bump you, now you lose your dribble a little bit. So now you got to pick it up and start all over again. Or if I bump you and as soon as you go pick up your dribble or whatever, the ball's a little out there, I press square, I'll take off the other way with it. So then now guess what you have to do? You have to think, you have to play, you have to hoop a little smarter now. You can't just do all these dribbles. It would benefit both sides, because then if you're actually breaking ankles, it's actually gonna be more impressive now, because you actually had to really work for that. And if you're stealing, or if you're playing defense and playing good defense, you get rewarded for it, as it should be. If 2K just fixed the defense, I promise you the world would be a better place, and we would not have as many problems as we would when it comes to this 2K shit. We wouldn't. Unfortunately, they don't want to do that shit because it would piss everybody off. Or actually, yeah, they just don't want to do it because it pisses everybody off. And I'm pretty sure 2K at this point is all like, and they know whatever product we put out, y'all gonna buy it. They can literally give us 2K18 re-wrapped again, and I can guarantee it would still break numbers and people would still play that like it's going out of style. Because if people are defending VC going up in price. Somebody said that VC needs to go up in price because of inflation. In a fucking video game? Eat dick. People were talking about if you can't afford 2K, then you shouldn't be playing it. So now we have a barrier on how much money you have to earn in order to play a video game. Just tell me you like it without lube. That's how you gotta tell me. Just tell me you like it without lube. Because apparently 2K is hitting the raw. This shit is ridiculous, bro. It's really ridiculous. Like I said, y'all just buy anything. Because like I said, this is more like gonna be my last 2K ever. Only reason I'm buying it this year is because Biggie's not gonna be able to do it, so I'm doing it. But then after this, I don't plan on buying 2K ever again. And I stand on that. Like I said, the only way I'm playing 2K is if it is bought for me. I don't think I've bought a 2K since 21, because I was one with D Wade on it. Yep, I didn't buy 22. That one Biggie bought, and I didn't buy 23 because Biggie bought it. I haven't bought 2K since 21, and that was because D Wade. So I was like, of course I'm gonna get that. It's D Wade. But I didn't buy any more 2Ks after that. I don't see the need to. I don't fucking want to. Like, I played this game enough to see where they're going and see where the community's going, to see where the gameplay and whatnot is going, and people are just gonna accept mediocrity. It's sad. It's sad as hell, but we ain't gonna get nowhere because people are like, I need to play a basketball game. No, you don't. Play something else. Literally play anything else. You don't play 2K for 3 months. Watch what happens to that game. Next thing you know, we get a good little email or a little message from 2K again, little survey on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, talk about why did you stop playing our game? Happened before. It happened again. Y'all don't want to do that because y'all will just accept anything that 2K gives you with coke and a smile. It's a damn shame. Community's cooked. Outside of that, folks, that's pretty much all I got. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't want to talk too more about this shit no more. I got a headache. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, whatnot below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are listening to this podcast. Make sure to rate it 5 stars. It is available everywhere. And if you're watching this, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, stop playing with me. You're almost at that big 1K on YouTube. All right, so boy, who's on? I'm gone. Bye.